What is going on, guys? Politics Gaming here, and today we are going to be doing another election prediction between Donald Trump and Bernie Sanders. Now, I think I may just kind of get into some of these videos, but anyway, what we're just going to be doing today is basically just kind of going to be going over just kind of like a quick rundown of how I think an election between Donald Trump and Bernie Sanders would actually go. Now, this is not like my final prediction if Bernie Sanders actually does become the nominee. If that happens, then I will make new videos correlating to that. As the 2020 election does draw closer, I will be making more of these videos. So that is actually why I'm doing this now. So anyway, what I'm actually going to be doing is I'm going to be looking at some of these states, mostly the battlegrounds, even some of the ones that are actually colored in light red or even light blue. In any case, I don't believe that Bernie Sanders would be the nominee that could actually beat Trump. There is something that the Democrats need to win in order to take the presidency, and that is the Rust Belt. The Rust Belt is a strategically important area for the Democrats to win in 2020, and if they cannot win 2 of the 3 states in that area, they will not win the election. There is no way conceptually, strategically, or any way else that the Democrats can win without winning at least 2 of those 3 states. At least if they can get away with Wisconsin and even Michigan, they can make up for Pennsylvania. But any one of those states going away from them, or 2 of those states going for the Republicans, they cannot win. And that is why I'm going to go ahead and get into it. So in any case, what I'm looking at is a map that shows a couple of the battlegrounds. This is all set by 270 to win. And obviously, if you guys follow my channel, you'll know that 270 is a very important website for me. 270. In any case, so in Arizona obviously definitely would not be going for Bernie Sanders, not even just because a lot of people say that Texas, Arizona, they're states that are going to be going Democratic because the Hispanic vote. I don't like how people say that. Yes, I can say, and I admit that Hispanic voters do lean Democratic, but to say that growing Hispanic population in a state, it means that that state is going to be drawn more Democratic is, I'm not going to say it's inherently racist, because throwing a racism card around is just kind of stupid. It's stereotypical, and it's not something that you want to look at and say, oh yeah, well, growing Hispanic population means that this state is going to become more Democratic. No, that's not how it works. Yes, they do vote Democratic. Yes, they do vote overwhelmingly Democratic, maybe in the next couple of elections, but in the long run, I highly doubt it. The views change so much, so many things change. I mean, Donald Trump might be getting a higher percentage of the Latino vote and even the black vote in 2020. I mean, he got a higher percentage of that vote in 2016 compared to Romney's 2012 run. But in any case, I do not believe that Arizona will be shifting anywhere near the Democratic column in 2020. Possibly 2024, they could do that. They do have a Democratic Senator, Kyrsten Sinema, but that's not something that I believe would happen. Coming down to Florida, the same thing is kind of prevalent here. Lots of Puerto Rican Hispanic voters. You could make a case on the reaction the Trump administration had to Hurricane Maria that slammed into Puerto Rico, and a lot of voters, possibly voters, I mean, if they did register and they're eligible to vote in the 2020 election in the state of Florida, Florida is kind of a mixed bag, but I do believe that Trump will be able to keep it in 2020, mostly because he still has that support in Florida. He's still, by election day, could have just that flat, just, hey, I did a lot for you. Regardless, and I mean, a lot of people even came out and said that Puerto Rico was lying about the situation in after Maria. The Puerto Rican government is extremely corrupt, and Donald Trump is not exactly at fault for that. Yeah, maybe he could have had a stronger response to the hurricane, but at the same time, the government of Puerto Rico, and that is extremely proven by the recent events that have been going on with the resignation of the governor of Puerto Rico. That's a major thing that I can definitely say that is why Puerto Rico was not, it was okay, yeah, it was a big deal, but it wasn't as big as everyone was trying to say that it was. And a lot of people were trying to take advantage of the situation, saying Donald Trump is a really bad guy, he's doing this, he's doing that. It was really embarrassing for the other party. Now, for the Rust Belt, Wisconsin definitely going to be going to the Democratic or the Republican column, mostly because the Rust Belt just cannot support a socialist. The same voters that voted for Donald Trump, who voted for President Obama in 2012, would be coming back to the Republican Party because no one wants to elect a socialist. No matter how you define that socialist, they don't want a socialist. They don't want nationalized healthcare. They don't want their taxes to go up. They don't want to lose their jobs because of just unstable democratic policies. And plus, jobs are back in the Rust Belt. A lot of jobs have been coming back, especially manufacturing jobs. A lot of these manufacturing jobs that have been coming back, they have been coming back in droves since the inauguration of President Trump. And these jobs are mostly centered in states such as Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Illinois, Indiana, even Minnesota. So these jobs are coming back, and that's why the Rust Belt would be supporting the president again, with a total loss of the president for one electoral vote compared to the last election. Well, actually, obviously, the second district of Nebraska would be voting for him. I actually completely forgot about that. So this is this is the exact same map that we saw in 2016. Now, there are going to be some states that I may actually change. New Hampshire was extremely close in the 2016 election. And the same thing, I believe, would be happening in New Hampshire, mostly because of a lot of the just Bernie Sanders is not having a progressive in the election would be a really bad idea, especially in such a divided time, in such a divided America. Having a progressive in there with supporting the Green New Deal, with supporting universal health care, universal education, these are policies that people are not going to support. It doesn't matter. Their policies are supported by maybe 15% of the United States. And states such as New Hampshire are not going to be voting for them. And everything that I'm saying right now will be changing by the 2020 election, especially by Super Tuesday and by the nomination processes, and by the time that these, especially the Democratic convention, by the time these happen, my opinions will be changing. This is not an official prediction. This is just, for fun. But in any case, I do not believe New Hampshire will be voting for the Democratic Party. Along with Maine's 1st district, I do believe that they could actually support Donald Trump. So that would be an extra electoral vote that would be coming from Maine. So the only district that would be voting for Well, actually, I think it would actually be, I'm getting them confused. It would be Maine at large, and then Maine First District, which is actually the southern part, which is actually Augusta. That is the area that would actually be voting for Donald Trump. Along with Nevada, I think they would be sticking with the Democrats. They're pretty Democratic, not only with the electoral process that goes on there. The Hispanic vote does play a huge part in that. And again, going back to what I said earlier on this video, saying that Hispanics are definitely going to be voting for for the Democrats. Yes, that is true, but to expect it, it's very, very ignorant. But in any case, Nevada, I do believe, will be sticking with the Democrats. Minnesota, however, I think they will be following the rest of the Rust Belt, and they will be voting for the President of the United States, Donald Trump, because of just the economic policies, the jobs coming back, and a lot more of that. This kind of looks similar to my Joe Biden map. And the reason my maps kind of don't change depending on the candidate, I don't believe that these maps can change a lot because of how divided the United States is. Washington, Oregon, California, Illinois, New York, some of the states, especially Vermont, Massachusetts, Connecticut, and Rhode Island, they're not going to be voting for Republicans unless there's just a total collapse of the Democratic Party. There's absolutely no way they will be voting for a Republican, especially Donald Trump. And to even say so is dumb. I'm sorry. But anyway, I think this is actually going to go ahead and be my map. So guys, if you guys like this, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'm going to be making a couple more of these videos. Definitely going to be kind of scanning through all of these candidates. If you guys want to see any more of these candidates, tell me who you want to see. And guys, I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching, and take care.